on perfect wisdom, with the divisions of the Abhishamaya. Translated by Edward Conze. University of California Press, Berkeley, Los Angeles, London. Translation of the Sutra. Chapter 39. The Tradition in the North. Endeavours. Are four aspects of the person who is suitable to make the endeavours. Thereupon it occurred to Sakra, chief of gods, those sons and daughters of good family who come to hear this perfection of wisdom must have fulfilled their duties under the jinas of the past, must have planted wholesome roots under those tathagatas, and must have been taken hold of by good spiritual friends. How much more so those who take it up, bear it in mind, preach and study it, wisely attend to it, and who, in addition, progress to thusness. They must have honored many Buddhas if, on hearing this perfection of wisdom, they take it up, to progress to thusness. They must have questioned the tathagatas of the past again and again. Must have tended, loved, and honored them, if, on hearing this perfection of wisdom, they do not tremble, are not frightened or terrified. Under many kotis of Buddhas they must have coursed in the six perfections if, on hearing this perfection of wisdom, they do not tremble, are not frightened or terrified. Sariputra. Those sons and daughters of good family, O Lord, who, having heard this deep perfection of wisdom, will not tremble, be frightened or terrified, but will take it up, bear it in mind, recite and study it, and wisely attend to it, as irreversible bodhisattvas, great beings, should these sons and daughters of good family be borne in mind. And why? Because the perfection of wisdom is deep, and therefore someone who has not in the past practiced their six perfections cannot believe in it. But again, those who now decide to reject this deep perfection of wisdom, they have also rejected it in the past. And that is reason why with regard to this deep perfection of wisdom they have no faith, serene confidence, no affection, and no resolve. And those sons and daughters of good family have not repeatedly questioned the Buddhas, the bodhisattvas, the pratyekabuddhas, or disciples as to how the six perfections should be practiced, or as to how the emptinesses 2. The Buddha dharmas should be developed. Sakra. Deep, then, Sariputra, is the perfection of wisdom. It is not at all astonishing the bodhisattvas who in the past did not believe in this deep perfection of wisdom, or in the perfection of giving, to the Buddha dharmas, should now reject it. There is nothing astonishing about that. I pay homage to the blessed perfection of wisdom. One pays homage to the cognition of the all-knowing when one pays homage to the perfection of wisdom. The Lord. So it is. For from it has come forth the knowledge of all modes of the Buddhas, the Lords, and conversely, the perfection of wisdom is brought about as something which has come forth from the knowledge of all modes. A son or daughter of good family should stand in the knowledge of the path, to produce the knowledge of all modes, to uproot all the defilements and their residues, to fully know the supreme enlightenment, and to turn the wheel of dharma. Likewise, if a bodhisattva wants to establish beings in the fruit of a streamwinner, or in the enlightenment of a pratyekabuddha, or in the supreme enlightenment, the enlightenment of a pratyekabuddha, or in the supreme enlightenment, or if he wants to foster the order of monks, he should make endeavours about this perfection of wisdom. Sakra. How does a bodhisattva become established in the six perfections, and how does he make endeavours about them? And how, coursing in the perfection of wisdom, does he make endeavours about the emptinesses, etc. 2. The Buddha dharmas. The Lord. Well said, Kausika, well said. It is good that you have decided to question the Tathagata about this matter. In that also you have been inspired by the Buddha's might. Therefore, then, Kausika, listen and attend well, I will explain this to you. IV2b. The methods of training. The method of training which does not insist on the reality of skandhas. Here, Kausika, a bodhisattva who courses in perfect wisdom does not stand in form, and in consequence makes no endeavour about form. It is thus that he makes endeavours about the perfection of wisdom. And why? Because he does not apprehend that form, wherein he could abide, or whereabouts he could make endeavours. The method of training which is without effort. Moreover, the bodhisattva does not apply himself to form. It is thus that he makes endeavours about them. And why? Because he does not apprehend form, where it begins, or where it ends, or in its middle either. The method of training which is deep. Sariputra. Deep, O Lord, is the perfection of wisdom. The Lord. Through the depth of the suchness of form. So with feeling. The method of training which is hard to fathom. Sariputra. Hard to fathom is the perfection of wisdom. The Lord. Because form is hard to fathom. So with feeling. Its immeasurableness. Plus 3 subdivisions. Sariputra. Unlimited is the perfection of wisdom. The Lord. Because form is unlimited. So with feeling, too. The Buddha Dharmas. Sariputra. How does the bodhisattva course in the perfection of wisdom? The Lord. If the bodhisattva, when he courses in perfect wisdom, does not course in the notion that form is deep. And why? The depth of form is not form. And so with feeling. And again, Sariputra, if the bodhisattva, who courses in perfect wisdom, does not course in the notion that form, etc. is hard to fathom, then he courses in the perfection of wisdom. And why? Because the unfathomability of form is not form. And so with feeling. Moreover, if the bodhisattva, when he courses in perfect wisdom, does not course in the notion that form is unlimited, then he courses in the perfection of wisdom. And why? The unlimitedness of form, that is not form. And so with feeling. Understanding is attained painfully and slowly. Sariputra. So deep is this perfection of wisdom, so hard to fathom, so hard to understand, so unlimited that it should not be taught in front of bodhisattvas who have newly set out in the vehicle. May they not, when they hear this deep perfection of wisdom, tremble, be frightened, be terrified. In front of an irreversibly bodhisattva should it be taught. When he has heard this perfection of wisdom, he will not tremble, be frightened or terrified, he will not hesitate or doubt, and he will resolutely believe in it when he hears it. Sakra. If Rev. Sariputra, this deep perfection of wisdom were taught in front of a bodhisattva who has newly set out in the vehicle, what fault would there be? Sariputra. If Kausika. This perfection of wisdom were taught in front of a bodhisattva who has newly set out in the vehicle, he would tremble, be frightened and terrified, and it is quite possible that he may be put off, may reject it, may not believe in it. And if that bodhisattva who has newly set out in the vehicle should, on hearing it, reject this deep perfection of wisdom, then he would heap up a karma, which leads him into an evil destiny, and he would awake to full enlightenment only with much trouble and slowly. The method of training connected with the gaining of the prediction. Sakra. Are there, then, Sariputra, bodhisattvas who are still unpredicted, and who, on hearing this perfection of wisdom, will not tremble, be frightened or terrified? Sariputra. Those who, on hearing this perfection of wisdom, will not tremble, be frightened or terrified, before long will gain the prediction to full enlightenment. Before they have passed by 1, or 2, or 3 Tathagatas, they will gain the prediction to full enlightenment. The Lord. So it is, Sariputra, so it is. Set out for long in the vehicle will be those bodhisattvas. For long will they have coursed in the 6 perfections. Many Buddhas will they have honored if, on hearing this deep perfection of wisdom, they will not tremble, be frightened or terrified, and if, after having heard it, they will take it up, bear it in mind, recite and study it, and will stand in their perfection of wisdom as it has been explained. Sariputra. It has become clear to me, O Lord, it has become clear to me, O well gone. The Lord, make it clear then, Sariputra. Sariputra, if in a dream a son or daughter of good family who has set out in the great vehicle,